Hi, I'm Frank Ryan, representative of the 101st District. I'm at the Farm Show with Secretary Redding. Secretary Redding, great to see you again, sir.
It's better to see you.
Stan, well, thank you so much. Sir, we have a tremendous amount of respect for the great work you've done
Thank you.
In the Commonwealth. And you just recently, today, released the results of a strategic initiative study. Can you give us a little bit of an idea of what you see in the years ahead for agriculture in the Commonwealth?
Yeah, thank you. And we're very proud of this study. For the last number of years, we've done a Public Officials Day here at the Farm Show in recognition of both the service of all of these really fine folks across Pennsylvania who make agriculture work, who are in townships and counties and the legislature and federal office. We use this day to really bring together a year-long study that we've done about the impact of agriculture in Pennsylvania, and felt very strongly from the beginning that you have a strategic industry, needs a strategic plan, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And we have not had one. We've had one for a Department of Ag, but not the industry of ag. And that's what really distinguishes this today, is you have something unique. It quantifies the economic impact, but gives us a blueprint for what those issues of the future look like.
Outstanding. We're doing quite a bit in Lebanon County with Farmland Preservation, and there was a study group this summer that I was a part of about the funds that were available to do it.
Yeah.
Do you see what we can do as working with the executive branch and the legislature to perhaps increase the funding to perhaps preserve more farms?
We need to, right? Every month we've got the Farmland Preservation Board meets, and we get the updates from county administrators, and they're always reporting on, yeah, we've preserved this number of farms this week, or this month, or this year. The issue is the backlog list, right? In every one of those lists, we have 5,200 farms preserved. There's about 2,000 on a waiting list. So it is really important. You keep the money you have, right? We don't want to lose it.
Absolutely.
But we've got to build that base to find some additional resources for preservation.
We're actually trying to change a little bit of the accounting system so that we can have better visibility of what's already been committed to.
Yep.
And then I was working with the Lebanon County Agriculture Extension Committee to get an idea of the number of farms we want to preserve. And you're right, there are quite a few more farms that we would like to preserve and we need to preserve as well.
But you're doing a great job. I had the good honor of being with you when Lebanon County celebrated a milestone.
Wasn't that great?
In preservation. Just a beautiful farm, great people. You saw in that gathering the real stakeholders, right? The families.
That's right.
The administrator, the conservation district, on and on. That was just a beautiful day, so thank you for that.
One of the things I always like to, and I've gotten to respect you tremendously in the past year, I've gotten to know you.
Yeah.
One of the things I always ask corporate executives is, what is it that keeps you awake at night relative to agriculture? What is it the thing that you worry about and you're concerned about that maybe we can work together on, perhaps, hopefully solve?
Yeah, and thank you for the question, right? I mean, you look around this complex and you realize how complex this issue of agriculture is as well. What keeps me up at night, and this has been the case for a couple of months now, but as we head into the new year, I'm very concerned about the dairy farmers of Pennsylvania and the economics of that business. There's no question that they are stressed. That's not every single one of them, but collectively, just given the amount of product that's on the market and what do you do near term to make sure that there's a margin in that business is something that I spend a lot of time worrying about. There's some hope, there's some bright spots, and that is really looking at how do we had a study on dairy that we released a couple of weeks ago, gave us some insight to what the dairy industry needs. We're going to run hard at that and look to the legislature and the House Ag Committee and others to sort of help us there. But we've got to get through this jungle of the current prices, and I really worry about it.
It's really crazy. Because once you lose that capacity, you've lost it forever. And there are families at the other end of that.
That's correct.
When I first was running for office, George Wolf suggested I talk to, as a CPA, suggested I talk to some folks in the dairy industry, and he suggested I talk to Betsy Albright, who used to be a former student of mine.
Okay.
And so Betsy and I talked, and I said, can you help me out to understand how milk market pricing is done? Yeah. And she said, Frank, you don't have that kind of time left in your lifetime. But we're going to get to the bottom of it. And I look forward to working with you in the years ahead and to get this thing resolved.
Likewise. Listen, it's important to all of us, right? And it's one of those things we're proud of as a state, and agriculture generally, the dairy industry specifically. It is part of our past, it's a part of our future. But how do we transition through this very difficult period? So appreciate your good work on that as well.
You know, it's interesting, the governor made a comment today and he said that this is the one issue that perhaps the executive branch and the legislature can
Yeah.
agree on completely. And I agree with him. I
Right.
thought it was a well-said, well-timed comment.
Yeah.
Because we have to work together. These issues are going to come to a head pretty quickly, and
Yeah.
I look forward to helping you get a better night's sleep.
Well, I'm looking forward to it, and whatever we can do together is a better thing. So
Fantastic.
thank you.
Secretary
Appreciate it.
Reddy, thank you for your
Yeah.
time.